you get your goal, you go up one. Had to avoid your chances from that spot.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't like our first two periods. They're obviously a very good team, but we're still up 1-0 going to the third, and 1-1, make it 2-1, and did a decent job throughout the third period. I thought of trying to play our game when we didn't really have our best stuff in the first two. Obviously a tough ending with the penalties there at the end of the game. It obviously was a tough situation and couldn't get done in OT.
Didn't like those first two periods, Josh, but was there something about your defensive structure that would that was key in you guys surviving to that point?
I have to go watch it, but I think probably Helly. He's an unbelievable goalie and made a ton of big saves through the first two periods where, probably average goalie or even a really good goalie in the league might give a few up. So he was unreal. That being said, we did do some decent things in terms of trying to protect the front of our net. But again, I'd have to go watch it. But off the top of my head, I think it's the reason the score was where it was Helly's game.
So Vegas is sort of controlling the chances. They're getting a lot of them. Helly's playing well. At the moment that you scored, do you sort of feel like, okay, maybe we can take this away? We can sort of steal this one right here and if we bear down?
Yeah, I think the conversation, at least in the locker room going to third, is, you got to find different ways to win. And obviously, certainly was not even close to our best game in the first two periods, but we're still up 1-0. So similar to what you said, you go up 2-1 in the third period. You think that, and again, I did think we got to our game a little bit better in the third, but, they probably, through the course of their first two periods, the hockey gods probably earned them those power plays at the end of the game when, we didn't have our best in the first two. So, but you'd like to find a way to close it out even when you don't have your best stuff.
On the plus side, Josh, what have you noticed about Chibrikov's game? Especially it's like he's on that goal per game career pace again.
Yeah, I should probably lock him up now before he does that for the rest of the year. But no, he's just a really smart player. He's not the tallest guy, but he's strong on his skates, strong on pucks and on his stick. So, you see a lot of little plays that he's making out there. And, it's not an easy transition either coming up from the minors and, not playing the start of the season with our team. So I thought he's looked really good. Done what I think he's you expect of him and what he's known for. Like I said, making some plays out of the corner, being hard on pucks and, going to the net, and he's got a great shot. So hopefully he keeps that pace up.
Josh, we've seen you wind up and score from a similar position before, but in the past maybe you've gone glove side. Today you went blocker side. Sort of change it up there? Or?
Well, I think sometimes it just dictates how someone's coming out in your lane, and I felt like the far side was kind of taken away. I think for me, just trying to get more shots, quality shots through. That's a look that I've had some success with through the years, and it was a nice pass, nice play by AI, nice pass from Mel, and then saw a hole on that side and just tried to hit it as hard as I could.
Josh, not to take away from the game itself, but what's it been like for you since you were named for the Four Nations roster to go into a game like that where there's guys like Stone and Petro and Theodore, guys who are going to be your teammate very soon? What's that like going into those situations?
I guess obviously it's cool. It's a huge honor for me to be named to the team, and something that I've dreamed of having that opportunity. So in terms of since the teams were announced or since they let us know, I think it's just business as usual every night in the NHL. Obviously, you see guys that you'll be teammates with in the future, but it's an honor for sure. But I'm not thinking about anything else other than just trying to play the game and be at my best every night.
Thank you. in terms of the tripping penalty, obviously right after the initial penalty there?
Yep. Yeah, definitely unfortunate. Yeah, he, I've seen guys do a lot worse and not get a call. So that's a tough pill to swallow. We all know at the end of games or overtime it's got to be pretty egregious to be a penalty. He deemed it so.
I guess in that sense, so once they get the 5-on-3, penalty killers did a good job to kill off what was still a fairly lengthy 5-on-4.
Yeah, I mean, they did the best they could. They got put in a very tough situation with those 2 tripping calls. So don't put the blame on them. They did a great job after, to kill that last one, that 5-on-4, and get it to overtime.
Overtime, when you guys get there, it's been very good to you. You seem get, I guess, a bit of a feast or famine type of team. You guys will take your chances, right? And today just didn't work out.
3-on-3 is a coin flip, right? Like it's essentially glorified pond hockey with some pretty good players on both teams, and all the 3-on-3. Every team in the league, obviously, they're, it's fun to watch and it's great, but it's not hockey, right? I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, like you said, we were just on the other end of it tonight.
Josh said you guys didn't like your first 2 periods that much. What did you not like about it?
Execution on the outside. We're getting shots. I thought Vegas had a really good game structure. They made it really hard to get through. But yeah, that was. I thought they played really good, and we didn't really match that. And then I thought third period was better.
What have you made of Nikita Chibrikov's play? He's obviously a goal per game pace and has been involved in everywhere, not even just a goal scoring. What have you seen?
Yeah, he's obviously he's a smaller guy, but he's stocky. He's strong on his skates. He's willing to go into those dirty areas. He took a few licks tonight, but he's the guy to get first on the puck and get it out and take a hit to make a play. So he's fearless out there. He's got a good knack for the net, and he's been rewarded for going to the net and getting a couple goals.
We asked Dylan DeMello about the second penalty there that put you guys down 5-on-3. You felt that there's a lot that maybe gets let go in a game. Safe to say you probably disagreed with that call as well?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Gabe's was a penalty. 200 feet from our net, that was a penalty. Not talking about the other one. I think just they have their power play with 2 minutes to go. Anyways, it just the first one was a penalty.
at that point, I guess mindset almost shifts once they tie it up, and just give credit to your penalty killers for at least killing off the remaining one.
Yeah, you still had to, obviously, we still had a minute to go there. We still had to make sure we got it done. So, yeah, I mean, got ourselves in the chance in overtime, but at the end of the day, it just, you know what, you hate to see a game end like that.
You guys are a risk-reward team in overtime, and usually it's reward, at least this year. That's a way you're comfortable playing that, right, White? Right, trading chances. Some teams you see in overtime a little more cautious. But.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give up a 2-on-1. I think that, you know, that predominantly the whole overtime we had the puck, which is, you know, which you like to do and you like to have. I mean, it'd be nice if we got a couple more attempts at the goaltender, but you know, we made, you know, probably a bad decision, you know, with the puck, and we were kind of on a line change and caught it. We got caught. So.
Nikita Chibrikov, another strong game from him in all areas of the ice. How much has he gained your trust over these these last 2 games in terms of the things away from the puck in other areas?
Well, I think that he's, you know, growing. He's learning every game, every shift. You know, it's, I think for me, you know, I like the player. I like the way he's, like I mentioned last game, he's competitive. He goes to those areas. He drove to that net on that goal tonight. Yeah, he does a lot of good things, and a lot of times you're concerned that maybe, you know, without the puck he might be a liability, but that line, they had lots of good looks and they had some zone time, and that's what you hope that when a guy like that goes in there.
Is it rare for a player to be, you know, playing that way so early on in their initial career? There's usually an adjustment period, but it seems like all those intangibles he's kind of hit right on the head.
Yeah, I mean, he had a good season last year, and he gained confidence from it. Got to play a game with us at the end of the year. Thought he was really good in training camp. We used him in a lot of, you know, top 6 roles, and yeah, he's taking advantage of the opportunity that's been put in front of him. And that's, you know what, that's all you ask the players there. We'll give you the chance, and it's yours to go out and take, and he's doing a pretty good job with it.
I know that your players didn't like your first 2 periods. I would think you wouldn't have either by extension, and I'm sure you would have liked to see them create more, but is there something to be said about your defensive structure, your goaltender, whatever it is, that you guys survived to that point the way that you did?
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously Helly made some stops. We did a pretty good job. A lot came from the outside, and, you know, they're a big team that tries to get inside on us. And I just thought when we did have opportunities, when it went the other way, I didn't think we attacked like they attacked. You know, the shot attempts, I think, were almost double in this game. And we just, you know, had talked about the success we had against Boston, and we got into attack mode. And there was times tonight, again, where we had 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, where, you know, as simple as, you know, Vladdy coming off the wing, shooting that puck off the pad, and Chibi throwing in the rebound. Some of those, that's kind of more the mindset that we have to have. Teams like Vegas, they don't let you just come inside easily. It's hard to get in there, and so you need to take the shots to break down that sort of coverage that they're throwing at you and get them to spread themselves out. And I didn't think we did enough of that in the first 2 periods.
As a coach, when you take that step forward that you did with Boston, and then maybe a little bit of a step back in that regard tonight, like, is that just this time of the season, or how do you I know it's not everything is a straight line, but how do you explain that as a coach, getting exactly what you wanted against Boston, maybe a little bit of a step back tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're always 2 different opponents. You know, these guys, you know, they're a team, a veteran team that's won, and you know, you got to kind of, you know, when teams, you get away from some of the things that you want to do on a consistent basis, you just keep pounding it home. You keep trying to make sure that guys recognize that, you know, that you know, there's a way we need to play to create offense, a way we need to play to, you know, defending, not allow the opposition opportunities. And yeah, for me, it's our team's pretty good at recognize when we don't play the way we need to, and hopefully that's for next game will be a heck of a lot better. Good. All right. Thank you.